What's up, decoders? Welcome back to the channel. Today is March 31st, 2026. Almost 3 months already completed in the year 2026. How about that? Time flies. But please give me a thumbs up. This is a live stream. The first live stream in a while. Hopefully my internet will make it through. If I go out, guys, I don't know if you guys can hear me. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Give me that thumbs up. Thank you guys for the thumbs up. Thank you, Coffee Girl. Thank you, Sojourn. Thank you, Maggie. Much love to you all. Hello, Betty. But if my internet goes out, guys, if I disappear for a little bit, be patient. I'm going to try to come back just in case. But we got a fire decode for you today. Again, I haven't been doing much decoding the last few days. I kind of took a break, but I'm back at it again today, and we have a huge decode to talk about tomorrow's supposed moon mission. And again, every time I talk about the moon landing or moon mission, guys, I'm not saying it's real. Just put air quotations around it. And just, even if I forget to say supposed, don't get on me if I forget to say it sometimes. I don't want to have to say every time the supposed moon landing, okay? You guys know from the beginning of the decode that I don't believe in it, okay? And so anyway, fool me once, yeah, from the iPad Go. That is a great observation. The fool's part, Obama. Actually, it's George Bush who says that. So we might have to think about that. And maybe we'll look into that at the end of the decode. But yeah, so thank you for coming in. Please hit that like button, guys. Hopefully this one's going to be worth your like. And I want to give a big shout out to my partners in crime on Discord, Sean from Widow's Son, Derek from Gematrinator. They helped me with some of these. So again, this is not just me. Again, great community. And did I lose you? Did I lose you guys? Hold on. Can you guys still hear me? Great. Hold on. Hold on a second, guys. Again, I'm sorry about the internet. I'm really sorry about the internet, guys. I'm going to be here for a month, so hopefully you guys don't get too annoyed of this. But yeah, anyways, let's hopefully this doesn't crash on me here. But it seems like you guys can hear me for now, so that's good. Let's try to get through this. Gonna wait another minute. Let's get some more people in here. And guys, don't forget to share this out if you'd like, or hit the like button. But yeah, let me take myself off the screen and then we'll get into it. All right, so again, we're going to talk about a lot of different things here, but the main focus is going to be on the 666 and the Church of Satan and the connection with all the moon landing stuff and NASA with the Church of Satan. Okay, so of course, Trump, we're going to talk about Trump. We're going to talk about Leave the World Behind and Obama as well, because there is a riddle here for that movie. Remember, in Leave the World Behind, the girl is wearing the NASA shirt and there's a deer on the front. And again, Artemis is the goddess of the hunt and the deer. Okay, so there's a huge riddle here, which I didn't have enough time to dig deeply into, but there's a huge riddle here for Leave the World Behind. Of course, these astronauts, they're leaving the world behind, you know, supposedly. Again, everything is supposedly, guys. I don't believe any of it, but we're just saying the astronauts the story is that they're supposedly leaving the world behind, right? They're leaving the Earth to go to the moon. So it fits perfectly with that movie. It fits perfectly with Satanism, to Antoine LaVey, Donald Trump, the 666. It all fits, okay? This is going to be a pretty mind-blowing decode. So let's get into it. Let's get into it. All right, so Artemis mission to fly by the moon. They're not landing on the moon tomorrow or the next days. They're flying around the moon, okay? Supposedly, again. But again, the next supposed moon landing is not going to be until 2028, okay? Every time I say moon landing, I'm doing quotation air quotes, okay? But again, the next one is supposedly not going to be until 2028. And of course, the last one was in 1972, but the big one, the first one, was in 1969. But again, let's set the stage here for the president of the United States currently right now is Donald Trump, right? So, and Donald Trump, as we've talked about many times, he is the moon child from Aleister Crowley. I've been talking about Aleister Crowley, who calls himself the Beast 666. Again, Aleister Crowley, Donald Trump, the moon child, the serpent, okay? April Fool's Day tomorrow. The serpent in the garden, supposedly fooling Eve, right? Into eating the apple, okay? And this kind of connects us to Seattle. Shout out to Jurassic Liars, who talks about how Seattle has the Space Needle, Apple, Bill Gates, kind of all connected there. The snake supposedly, fools into eating an apple, right? Supposedly it's an apple. We don't know if it was actually an apple again. But the point is that the snake has the serpent's tongue, which is the NASA logo. Again, I grabbed this screenshot. You can see the snake. Now, when Trump got his supposed ear wound, which is about as fake as the moon landing, he had a streak on his face that looks like the NASA logo, and it looks like a serpent's tongue. Okay, so now we're in the time of the president. Now, that shooting allowed him to become president for the second time. And how old was the moon landing, the supposed moon landing, on the day that Trump was inaugurated for the second time? It was 666 months, exactly, from the moon landing to Donald Trump, okay? So again, this serpent, of course, love Yahuwah. We know that Satan is considered the serpent. Yes, thank you for reiterating that. We're going to talk about Satanism. I'm going to show you how it's all connected. But again, this is important to reiterate and to set the stage of why Donald Trump is the moon child, why he's, some people consider him the Antichrist. Whatever he is, he's the seventh king, he's the Antichrist. I don't know what he is, but he is obviously the president of the United States and somebody who is completely coded with the moon and with the 666. Again, he took office 666 months after the moon landing. Now, remember, let's first, again, I'm setting the stage, guys, with all the connections we've already made before to show you the connections between the moon landing and the Church of Satan and Donald Trump. Remember, Donald Trump was born 7 to 60 days before the Church of Satan was founded, okay? 7 to 60 is not an arbitrary number here because 7 to 60 is the 120th triangular number. And guys, this is my slide from months ago. Almost a year ago, I made this slide. But 726 is the 120th triangular number. Guys, Satanism was founded on the 120th day of the year. Trump was born 120 triangular number days before the Church of Satan. Again, and the name Satanism equals 120. I mean, what are the odds? This is the most perfect connection that you could find, okay? And Antoine LaVey, the founder, equals 120. So Satanism 120, Antoine LaVey 120, Trump born 120 triangular days before the 120th day of the year, which is when Satanism was founded. Again, this number is going to come up again with the moon land or with this mission tomorrow. I'm going to show you a guy who's on that supposed spacecraft who's clearly connected to the 120 and the Church of Satan. Just wait till I show you it, okay? So we've set the stage now. We've set the connection between Donald Trump, the moon landing, the snake, the logo from NASA. We've set the stage between Anton LaVey and Satanism and Donald Trump. Now we have to set this. And again, shout out to Dramatrinator and to Widow's Son on our Discord. They gave me this extra stuff here. But check this out, guys. Look at this. Antoine LaVey is coded with one number and NASA's supposed stuff. Look at this. NASA was founded exactly 471 months before Antoine LaVey died. Okay, so exactly 471. In satanic gematria, the number 666 equals 471. So does Antichrist equals 471 in the same cipher, and Revelation equals 471. Of course, in the book of Revelation, this is where we get the number 666. But not only that, if you go from Antoine LaVey's birth to the moon landing, supposedly, was 471 months and 10 days. Guys, the same number between NASA and his death, 471 months, and from his birth to the moon landing, 471 months and 10 days. Now, why 10 extra days? Well, because say 10. You guys remember that song, Say 10? Say 10 equals 10, okay? I mean, why 10 extra days, right? Because it's all about the Church of Satan, okay? But check this out. That's not even it, guys. NASA's Apollo program lasted a total of 4,071 days. That's the gematria in the square cipher of the word joke. Oh my goodness, guys. Again, shout out to Gematria for dropping this last minute before the stream. Yeah, Antichrist also equals 726 and Revelation equals 726. Shout out to Widow Son who's in the chat now to go with the 726 from before. But look at this, guys. 471 months from his birth to the moon landing, plus 10 days for Satan. 471 months from NASA to his death. 666, 471, Antichrist 471. NASA's program lasted 4,071 days. Joke equals 471. Why joke? Well, do you guys get it now? Tomorrow is April Fool's Day, where you play jokes. Okay, so how crazy is it that, you know, I can't believe April Fool's Day is tomorrow, and that's when we're getting this joke, supposedly, right? So anyway, this sets up all the stuff before we even show you what's going to happen tomorrow, okay? So remember, National Aeronautics and Space Administration equals 666. Okay, that's been shown many times. That's the number of the beast in the Bible, right? The number of the beast in Latin gematria equals 837. Guys, I'll give you one guess. How many moons since NASA was founded tomorrow's launch of the Artemis is? I'll give you guys one guess. Look at this. It's exactly 837 moons from NASA's founding to tomorrow's Artemis launch, which equals 837. The number of the beast, 837. Can I get a mind blown in the chat for that? I cannot believe this, guys. It's exactly 837 moons because NASA was founded on a full moon and the Artemis launch is on a full moon. So it's exactly 837. The number of the beast equals 837. Artemis launch, which is what's tomorrow, equals 837. Okay? This is from NASA's founding, guys. So you see how they're doing this? This is perfect. 837 moons to go with what I just showed you, how the name of it equals 666, right? National Aeronautics and Space Administration equals 666. That's the number of the beast. And that equals 837, which is the amount of moons between NASA and tomorrow. Also, tomorrow is a full moon, which equals 43 in Chaldean. Artemis launch equals 43 in Chaldean, and April Fools equals 43 in Chaldean. Now, 43 is the 14th prime, and in most of the world, they write tomorrow 1-4, which is like 14. Satan equals 14 in Chaldean. So anyway, full moon equals 43, that's the 14th prime. Satan equals 14, that's in the same cipher, all in Chaldean, okay? But this is the big one, guys. This is like so clear what they did here with the moon phases, right? Exactly 837. No extra days. Okay. So big. Now remember, how much did me and Sean talk about this Beast movie that's coming out on 410? Guys, they're saying that this mission is supposed to last 10 days, like say 10, like Satan equals 10. Look right here. The earliest that they should arrive home is on 410. What movie is coming out on 410? Are you coding me? On 410, the movie Beast comes out. How often did we talk about this? We just talked about this movie. I just did a decode about this movie. And I didn't even do this, but 10 days after they leave is the Beast movie. Now, whose birthday is the next day? Antoine LaVey. It's going to be Antoine LaVey's 96th birthday, guys, when they supposedly come back. Satanism equals 96 in ordinal. 10 days, like say 10. Satan equals 10. The Beast releases on 410. And then the next day is Antoine LaVey's 96th birthday, and Satanism equals 96. Are you coding me? I mean, again, this kind of information that what me and Sean and Derek and the Illusion and all these decoders, this stuff needs to go out there. I mean, this is improbable. I mean, based off of what I've already shown you, all this stuff, you know, this of course is improbable. But again, like, how is it so perfectly aligned with the Church of Satan, Anton LaVey? Yeah, it's just, but that's not even it, guys. Because look at this. One of the guys on the ship, supposedly, is Victor Glover. Guys, Victor Glover has the same birthday as the Church of Satan. And he's born, hold on. Sorry, I messed this up. I got to change this. He's born 10 years. The guy who's on the ship tomorrow, supposedly, is born exactly 10 years after the Church of Satan was founded. Again, with the 10. How many times have I showed you the 10 here? I showed you this, 471 months and 10 days, like Satan, right? For Anton LaVey to the moon landing. I showed you 10 days from the start of the mission to Anton LaVey's birthday, say 10. And now the guy on the ship is born on the same day as the Antoine LaVey. Has he founded the Church of Satan exactly 10 years later? Say 10. Now, how many months is 10 years exactly? How many months? It's 120 months. So this guy was born exactly, shout out to Dramatrinator for reminding me of this one. This guy, Victor Glover, was born 120 months. Anton. Sorry, guys. When I'm talking and doing a live stream, I don't speak always right. I'm sorry for my mispronunciation and my repeating of stuff. I'm not a great public speaker sometimes. I try, but I'm sorry. I know his name is Anton, but I'm sorry I keep saying his name wrong. Anton, however you say it. Anton LaVey. Okay? The point is, whoever he is 120 months from the Church of Satan being founded to the guy on the ship tomorrow, Victor Glover. Again, what was the number I started this whole decode talking to you about? What was the number, guys? You're telling me this guy's born 120 months exactly after the Church of Satan? Satanism equals 120. But remember, what was the slide here? Remember, Trump's born on 7 to 60 days before the Church of Satan, which is the 120th triangular number. That was found on the 120th day of the year. Satanism equals 120. Anton LaVey, 120. Now, this guy's born 120 months after the Church of Satan, okay? So after that, after Trump turned 120 triangular days, this guy's born 120 months later. Now, when's Inauguration Day, guys? When did Trump get inaugurated? 666 days or months after the moon landing. It was on the date 120, okay? That's Inauguration Day. Do you guys get how perfect that is? This is Inauguration Day, which also explains why Trump's born 120 triangular days before the Church of Satan, because it also references his inauguration, which again was 666 months after the moon landing, his second one. So this is undeniable. So who is this Victor Glover? I mean, obviously he's super coded into this, but he's going to be the first colored person, to leave Earth's orbit. So that reminds you of Obama. So we'll talk a little bit about Obama later, but he could be the first colored person to leave the orbit of the Earth, the gravitational orbit, the pull, you know, supposedly. Again, this is not, I don't believe any of this, but that's the story. But check this out. The captain, okay, the captain of the ship. I just showed you this guy, Victor Glover, but the captain, his name is Reed Wiseman. Do you guys get the joke here? Wise. The serpent was as wise and cunning. Jesus said, if you want to, you need to be as wise as serpents, right? His name is Reed Wiseman, which equals 120, like Satanism, like Anton LaVey. Sorry, I keep saying it wrong. But again, so you got two of the astronauts have a perfect connection to the 120, okay? And again, 120 months is 10 years. Satan equals 10, right? Reed Wiseman, 120. And again, the wise thing, you know, it's connects with what I talked about before. But look at this. We're going to use the Aleister Crowley ciphers because we've been talking about Aleister Crowley a lot lately. He's the B666 as well. But if you use the Aleister Crowley ciphers, this other guy, Victor Glover, he has a 3 cipher gematria of 156 in 2 of the Aleister Crowley ciphers and in the Bacon cipher, 156 in all 3. Okay? Check this out. When you combine the 2 names of the 2 programs, remember Artemis is the twin of Apollo. Again, twins, twin towers. The twin towers, 911 is the 156 prime number. 71 in the chat says Artemis in Greek equals 656. 656 days before 4/1/26 is Trump's birthday. Oh, wow. Wow. Okay. Great one. So guys, you see what he did there? Artemis equals 656. If you go back 656 days, is it his 2024 birthday, right? Which was Pluto's return. Guys, from America's Pluto's return and Trump's birthday to the Artemis launch is 656 days, and Artemis equals 656. 7-1, you are a genius. Guys, that day, Trump's 2024 birthday, where he is 656 days before tomorrow, that was the Pluto return, guys. Think Pluto, think Satan, think hell, right? Shout out to Jurassic Liars who's in the chat. Jeffrey Epstein was born on 120 and died 66 years and 6 months old. Yeah, exactly. Wow. That goes perfectly with what I just said there. Hold on. Let me pull up Jurassic Liars chat here. So yeah, Jeffrey Epstein was born on 120, guys. Again, the 120, which is the Church of Satan number, right? And and he died at 66 years and 6 months old. Great addition, Jurassic. And again, to go back to what 7-1 said, make sure you guys go subscribe to Jurassic Liars and 7-1. Both these guys just made this decode super better, right? I mean, wow. So the Greek isosophy, it's just ridiculous, guys. That's amazing. Make sure you guys go sub to 7-1 and Jurassic. But I just wanted to quickly go over this. So 911 is the 156th prime number, okay? The supposed woman on the ship tomorrow, she's supposedly going to be the first supposed person in space. But look at this. Artemis and Apollo, when you combine the 2 names of the space programs, right? The 2 twins, right? which goes back to Elvis, which Jurassic always talks about, right? Elvis and twin, like Trump is kind of like Elvis's twin, right? The replacement twin, right? And again, that connects with the 156 because 9/11 is the 156 prime. 9/11 was the Twin Towers. But if you combine their two names, Artemis and Apollo, it equals 156. Like Victor Glover, who's the guy, again, Victor Glover is the guy who's born 120 months after the Church of Satan on the Church of Satan's birthday, and Satanism equals 120. Okay. But again, this connects us to the 9/11 code because the 156. But how about this guy? So there's a Canadian on there. There's 3 Americans and a Canadian, and this guy's name is Jeremy Hansen. And look at this, guys. His launch of his Apollo launch, or sorry, not Apollo launch, but the Artemis supposed launch is going to be on 4/1 tomorrow, which is 666 days before his 52nd birthday. It's 666 days before Jeremy Hansen's birthday. He's going to be going into space, supposedly. And check out his name, guys. His name is a 2-cipher match to Church of Satan. I mean, wow. So this is the other guy. I just showed you 3 of the different astronauts, right? This guy, perfectly connected. This guy, the captain, right? Think about how he's the captain. His name equals 120, and Trump became the captain of the United States on 120. You know, when you're the president, you're kind of like the captain of the ship, right? But then again, this guy, Jeremy Hansen, it's 666 days before his birthday, this launch. And again, his name equals Church of Satan in 2 ciphers. Now, you know what I did? I rushed this stream a little bit because I didn't even look into the woman, but I don't have any slides on her. But I think we should probably just quickly look into Christina Hammock, or she's a supposed woman. I mean, guys, who does this remind me of? Does this remind me? This face reminds me. And does this not look like it's AI? Like, I'm sorry, but this looks super AI to me. I mean, maybe it's real. I don't know, but it looks super AI. Yeah, it just looks super, it looks really AI. I mean, I don't think you guys can disagree. But again, her face looks very manly. She's got a big chin. But again, we're not going to make any judgments here. We're just going to try to be polite. I've already said my piece. I just said she looks like she has a big chin. I mean, that's all I'm saying. But what I'm saying is that her face reminds me of somebody else, another celebrity. I just can't think of who it is. What's interesting about her is she was in space for 328 days, guys. I just did a decode on Lady Gaga, whose birthday is 328. And Lady Gaga is also very manly, if most people would agree. But again, her name, let me just see if I can, her name has got the Christ in it, which is, you know, interesting. She's born on January 29th, which is also interesting. I thought I had some 129s. So her name, she goes by Christina Koch. Oh, that's what it was. Christina, look at this, guys. Christina, she has the 411 gematria. Now, who's born on 411? Can you guys believe it? Who's born on 411? Antoine, I keep saying Antoine. Anton LaVey is born on 411, guys. So her gematria points us to the Church of Satan again. And Anton LaVey. Now, but check this out. Number of the beast equals 66. Check out how her name equals 66, right? In the same cipher. So you got the number of the beast. The Church of Satan was founded in 66 by a guy whose birthday is 411. Her gematria is also 411. But notice that her name is also 138. Now, whose gematria is 138? That would be Donald Trump. So you guys will see that Donald Trump has the 138. Now, she's supposed to kind of represent, she's the only supposed woman on the ship, and she'll be the first supposed woman to go to the moon, right? But again, divine feminine equals 138, Christina Koch 138, Donald Trump 138. Yeah, and divine feminine also equals 9/11 in Latin, which again connects us back to the 9/11 code. So again, there's a lot I could say about that, but I'm just going to move on. Let's put it that way. So anyway, the Artemis launch is 666 days before Hansen's birthday. He equals Church of Satan. He's going to turn 52. Devil equals 52 in gematria. But check this out. We're going to go back to Victor Glover. Victor Glover equals 68 in the same cipher as Artemis 2 and Antichrist. Check out how Donald J. Trump equals 68 in the same cipher. So Donald J. Trump, 68, Victor Glover, 68, Antichrist, 68, Artemis 2, the name of the ship, the name of the launch, right? 68. Also, just a few other little things to connect here. April Fool's Day, right? April Fool's Day is the Artemis 2 launch. Both equal 72. That's not as solid of a connection. It's in different ciphers, but I thought it was interesting that both those things equal 72. It's going to happen on that same day. Now, but shout out to Widow's Son, man. We were talking about this connection just a few days ago, and look how it played out, man. But shout out to Widow's Son, who reminded me of this earlier. And look how old the United States is going to be tomorrow, guys. 1331. Are you coding me? This is a huge number, 1331. It's 11 cubed, 11 times 11 times 11. But guys, look at the gematria. Now, again, I don't like this. I wish this was in a better cipher, but I'm showing this because I think it's pretty undeniable, because when the United States is 1331 weeks old exactly, Artemis 2 is going to launch, which is 1331. Again, I don't use this cipher often, but it's crazy. And check out this. Even if you don't use this cipher, if you use the satanic cipher, Artemis 2 equals 418. Guys, what was my last video about? What was my last video about? It was about this number. And how does 418 connect to 1331? If you add all the numbers 13 through 31, it equals 418. So Artemis 2 equals 1331, and Artemis 2 equals 418. Now, again, another shout out to, and again, shout out to Jurassic Liars, because this also connects to 611. Remember, Trump was shot at 611, and 6 is the 13 is the 6th prime, and 31 is the 11th prime. So that even connects to 611, which is like the upside down 911. But how does the 418 connect to Trump in the 666? Well, Trump turned exactly 666 moons on 4/18/2000. You guys can see it down there at the bottom left. Trump turned 666 moons exactly on 4/18. Now, why is 4/18 connected to Trump? Because what did I just do a decode about the other day? I just showed you the other day, Aleister Crowley's moonchild is probably Donald Trump. In Hebrew, abrahadabra equals 4/18, a magic trick. Abrahadabra, 4/18 in Hebrew. Lady Gaga, who has the 328 birthday, like the lady who's on the ship tomorrow, is going to be she's been in the air in space supposedly for 328 days. But remember, Lady Gaga's full name equals 4/18. 4/18 is on the front of the cover. So I just did a decode. This was from my decode the other day, guys. And then I find out Artemis 2 equals 4/18. And It's just mind-blowing, this connection, really, because again, remember, Lady Gaga released her Abracadabra song, which equals 418 in Hebrew, 418 days before her birthday, which was 328, just the other day. And remember, Magus equals 328. Go back and watch my last video for all that, okay? But anyway, this number 418 is all about Crowley and the beast and Trump and the Moonchild, whatever you want to call it, okay? That's why it's on the front of his book, but that's why it's also connected to Artemis. The Artemis 2 equals 418. And again, 13 through 31, you add them all up, 418. Let me pull up Widow's son's chat, or his so Widow's son says 4:18 p.m. is 16 hours and 18 minutes into the day. The Moonchild equals 1618. So you got the golden ratio there. Amazing connection, Sean. Sean's always dropping the the craziest stuff, really. I mean, I wouldn't have found this thing right here without him. And again, Jurassic also. You guys are so on point, okay? Jurassic always on point with his connections and his 611, and again, Sean always there with the huge connections, also with the clock and again, shout out to Gematria also, who helped me with some of these connections here. But guys, I still have a bunch of notes I want to try to get through. I want to talk a little bit more about Leave the World Behind, because let me go back to the beginning here. Now, in Leave the World Behind, the girl is wearing the NASA shirt, okay? And think about how the astronauts are supposedly leaving the world behind. So there is some Obama connections. Remember, Leave the World Behind was an Obama movie. I forgot to mention, too, in one of the ciphers, Apollo equals 666, okay? And remember, in the Bible, Apollyon and Abaddon, a bad dawn, you know, it's all connected. Another thing is 666 equals 103, like Artemis 2 equals 103, like the word launch equals 103. These are not the strong connections, guys, but these are the interesting ones that I left out of the slides. Again, launch 103, 666, 103, trickery 103, Artemis 2 103. So that's interesting. It was 173 weeks exactly from the Artemis 1 launch to the Artemis 2 launch, which is Artemis program equals 173. Artemis program 173. If you go from Artemis 1 to Artemis 2, or sorry, if you go from the return, let's see. I don't know what I was thinking there. What am I thinking? Anyway, guys, that's not important. I'm just going through my other connections I have in my notes. I don't know what that was. I typed that wrong. So it was 3 years, 3 months, and 21 days. Let me check that. So do you guys see how from the landing of Artemis 1 coming back to Earth and the taking off of Artemis 2, it's 3 years, 3 months, 21 days. That's actually the number associated with the magic square of the moon, which I'm not going to get into that here, but that's the 81st triangular number. The magic square of the moon is a 9 by 9. And all of its squares sum to 3321. So there's a moon riddle there from the landing of the last Artemis to tomorrow. That's what I'm saying. The launch is 810 months after NASA operations began. And again, 81 is connected to the magic square of the moon. I believe 81 is also the gematria of Artemis. Artemis launch 81, the number of the beast 81, the devil 81. So there's, again, not the strongest connections, but remember Kobe Bryant scored 81 in his 666 career game. You know, so that's thank you, Widow's Son, for dropping that. So that 81 connects to the 666 with Kobe. NASA equals 33 in Bacon. Lead the World Behind was 33 lunar phases and 3 terrestrial days before the solar eclipse. So this is all synced up with the solar eclipse later this year on August 12th. Tomorrow is 134 days before that solar eclipse, and solar eclipse equals 134. Artemis 3 equals 333, or sorry, Artemis 2 equals 333, and 10 days, which is how long they're supposed to be in the air. So Artemis 2 equals 333. I think 10 days. 10 days equals 88 like Trump. 10 days in Satanic equals 333. So I'm just showing you again the other coincidences, if you want to call them that. 10 days, 33, Artemis, going to be in the air for 10 days. Okay. Lead the World Behind was released 1,333 days before the eclipse over Egypt. So again, this is all connected with the eclipse code, but I don't think I'm going to get into that here. Artemis 2, let me just keep going here. NASA and Artemis were both founded on a full moon, which equals 43. April Fool's equals 43. 43 is the 14th prime. Let me just show you this real fast. In the Chaldean cipher, which is a very important cipher in my opinion, Satan equals 14, okay? So that's tomorrow's date in most of the world is 1/4, okay? Now, if you type in, what is it? If you type in April, if you type in Artemis launch, it equals 43, which is the 14th prime, okay? Which again, Satan equals 14 in that same cipher. Also, April Fool's, which is tomorrow. April Fool's equals 43. So all in this same cipher, okay? NASA was founded in the year 58. The moon landing from the 69 moon landing to tomorrow is 2071 days. Let me just show you that. Let me find it. So you guys see how from tomorrow, or from the actual moon landing to tomorrow, is the 58th prime number. It breaks down to the 58 prime. NASA was founded in 58. So that's interesting. Again, I'm just continuing to go. If you go 666 days back from tomorrow, it lands on the day that Ali Khamenei took office, the anniversary, which is interesting because there's been a lot of beast stuff with Iran. And, but yeah, if you go 666 days back, you land on June 4th, which was the 156th day of the year. And again, it was the 666 days back. And again, that's the day that Ali Khamenei, he took office on June 4th. See? That was his 35th anniversary, guys, of him taking office. And in Gematria, Satan equals 35. So 666 days after his 35th anniversary. How perfect is that? Yeah, that was also the anniversary of the Revelation 12 sign. Yeah. And that's also the founding date of the Seattle Seahawks, who just won the Super Bowl in Washington, where the Space Needle is. Shout out to Jurassic again for all the Seattle stuff. Victor Jerome Glover, the colored guy who's going to space, he equals 232, like Satan. Again, he's the guy that's all synced up with this. Satan equals 232. And his name, Victor Jerome Glover, 232. So that's interesting. Again, in case you guys are wondering who that is, that's this guy, or this guy. His full name, Victor Jerome Glover, equals 232, like Satan. Victor Glover was born 21 years and 6 months. Oh, he was 21 years and 6 months when LaVey died. So if you go from his birthday to the day LaVey died, he was 216. This is how old Glover was. The guy on the ship, he was 21 years and 6 months old. 216 is 6 times 6 times 6. How perfect. That's also 258 months exactly. Number of the beast equals 258. Okay. So again, this Glover guy, super coded. Let's see. Victor Glover was born exactly 769 months after Obama, which is the 136 prime. We have that huge 136 eclipse coming in 2027, and Glover was born 176 months and 27 days before or after Obama. So again, Obama, like the first black president, that's why I'm connecting them. But if you go from Obama his birth to the birth of Glover, you guys see how it breaks down to the 2027 prime, pointing us to the year 2027, like where that 136 eclipse is? Because if you measure it in months, it breaks down to the 136, which again is the eclipse in 2027. Guys, I forgot. Tomorrow, JD Vance, hold on. Tomorrow, JD Vance is going to turn 1776 prime. Yeah, okay. Guys, this is big. From JD Vance's actual birth to tomorrow is 15,000. Thank you, Maggie McCombs, for originally sharing this with me. She's in the chat right now. Glory to God. Yes, Maggie McCombs, but either today he's 1776 prime or tomorrow. So on this moon thing, JD Vance is going to be 1776 prime days, guys. 15,217 days old. And why is his birthday so connected to 1776? Because on JD Vance's birthday in 1776 was the signing of the Declaration of Independence. Let me just pull up another slide here. So JD Vance, born August 2nd, which is the eclipse next year, signing of the Declaration of Independence. The date, August 2nd, guys. August 2nd, 1776. JD Vance's birthday. They signed the Declaration of Independence. Check out how old JD Vance is. Born on the same day. He's going to be 1776 days, prime days old tomorrow, folks. So it's tied with the Declaration of Independence. That's a huge connection. And look at JD Vance. He was born 418 days after an eclipse. I didn't know this. That's huge, guys. That's that huge number, man. JD Vance is the killing moon. I've already shown a whole decode on how JD Vance is connected to the moon landing and the killing moon from Donnie Darko. And now we find out JD Vance has the 418 connection to an eclipse. And tomorrow, he's a perfect amount of days old. So JD, guys, go back and check out my Killing Moon decode from months ago. Let me just pull up my YouTube from months ago. My Killing Moon decode with JD Vance. Man, that was a long time ago, wasn't it? Here it is. It's called the Material Plane Crashing Killing Moon, okay? This right here explains J.D. Vance and his connection to the death of the Pope, and also his connection to Donnie Darko's song The Killing Moon. And again, J.D. Vance, a scripted character. Oh, Jurassic's in the chat still. He just dropped another bomb in the chat. Wait, he didn't drop a bomb. Not a bomb, but he dropped another great one. When the day America was founded to the day J.D. Vance was born is 76,000 days. Yeah. Let me pull that up. Yeah, look at that, guys. So from the founding of the United States, 7/4/1776 to the birth of J.D. Vance, 76,000 days, like the year 76. Skull and Bones equals 76. J.D. Vance went to Yale, where Skull and Bones is located. Again, J.D. Vance is a huge character. I don't know what it's going to end up being with this guy, but he's a huge character because he's connected to Trump, but he definitely has a role to play, right? For sure. And as Jurassic talks about, it's all about the Ohio connection. So yeah, it's really, really crazy what we just found here with JD Vance. So, and you know what? I didn't even look. How many days has it been since Trump took office to tomorrow? Let me just run that. So from the day that Trump and Vance took office to tomorrow. Okay, interesting. 623. There's some interesting numbers here, but not as strong of one as the other stuff, that's for sure. Yeah, if anyone sees anything from the day they took office to tomorrow, let me know. But the 436, I could have sworn I saw something with that once, but I don't remember what that was. Yeah, I don't have anything on that. Yeah, guys, I think we're going to start wrapping it up, though, because I've got another stream to do. Don't forget, let me just run through all the channels here. Don't forget to go subscribe to Jurassic. Of course, he's been in the chat sharing some great info right here. Don't forget to subscribe to Ball Don't Lie. So later today on Ball Don't Lie's podcast, we're going to have the Eye to Eye later today, okay? So don't forget to go subscribe to him as well, because I'll be there later. Also, The Illusion, I know, he's live right now. He's talking about something with the basketball. Also, Zenith of the Alpha, he also shares great stuff. And then another person we just had in the chat earlier, 7-1, another channel to check out. Let's see. And then I'm trying to find Gematria Book, another channel to check out. Haven't seen him in a little while, but he's always doing great stuff. And then last but not least, Widow's son. He was in the chat dropping some great stuff in there. No, Jurassic, I haven't seen your Vance video. I'll have to check it out. I'll definitely check that. Guys, go check out his JD Vance video. Jurassic's, I mean. Who else? Did I forget anyone? Gematrinator. Man, why are they moving my subscribers down? I don't understand why they move my subscribers around. Guys, I think they took Gematrinator off of my thing. How is that even possible? Where's Gematrinator? Guys, I think they unsubscribed me from Gematrinator. Oh no, I'm subscribed, but they're hiding his channel from my subs list. That's weird. Anyway, make sure you guys go subscribe to him as well. Of course, the guy who gives us the opportunity to use this calculator, and I appreciate him a lot. He's probably going to be doing a video on this too. Anyway, we've gone through the shout outs. Make sure you guys go check out everyone. And does anyone have any final words? Guys, make sure you hit those like buttons. It always helps when you support the channel with the likes. If you think that it deserved a like, then smash that like button. I appreciate it. Also, buy me a coffee. I do have a buy me a coffee link posted at the top if you guys want to support me. That's always appreciated as well. Yeah. It's a pink flamingo moon, huh? Mr. S says. Yeah, I forgot to say this, but in the movie Leave the World Behind, Rose sees a deer, and Artemis is the goddess of the deer or the hunt. Yeah, I really hope more people see this decode. I think this is, again, one of the real obvious ones, and definitely one that's worth sharing if you can have anyone to share it with. But again, it's pretty clear. And cheers to you, Bob. Also, Visionary Vet, much love to you as well. Thank you, Sojourn. Thank you to Maggie McCombs. Maggie McCombs always in here, always dropping amazing stuff. It's a big day for Maggie McCombs. She has a big alignment today. So I hope you're having a great day, Maggie. Appreciate you. Thank you, Janice. Appreciate you as well. The Branch is in the house. Decoding with Cody, Obama's birth to April 1st is 23616. 23616 equals 734. G734 is Artemis. Oh my goodness. James Donald Bowman, Widow's son, says, like the bowman, like Artemis has the bow. Guys, do you just see what the Branch just posted, man? This is crazy. 23616, which is the amount of days Obama is on this tomorrow, equals 734. In the Strongs, 734 is Artemis. No kidding. That is amazing. Hold on a second. Let me go to the Strongs. Trying to remember how you find the Strongs here. Man, where is that? I don't know why I'm lost here. Anyway, let's just search it. Strong's 734. Wow. Wow. Man. Guys, look, I had just typed in this number. I had this number typed in from before, and it's the reverse of 734. What in the world? This is the last number I had typed in here because J.D. Vance and Donald Trump are in office for 437 days tomorrow. And if you go from Obama, see 437, which is the reverse of 734, and strong 734 is Artemis. Now look at this. Just like the branch showed, if you go from Obama, his birth, he's 23616. And supposedly that equals 734. Let me just type this out. Hold on. 23616. So 23616 does equal 734, like Artemis. The launch date is at 624. Strong 624 is Apolliona. Are you coding me? Wow. Strong's the launch time is at 624. Thank you, Strong. Thank you, Branch. Wow. Guys, please hit a like. Please go subscribe to the Branch's channel. I know he has a channel. Guys, this is even more mind-blowing than what I showed, and mine was already mind-blowing, but are you guys coding me? Like, go subscribe to the Branch and give him a like and hit a like on my guys, are you understanding what I just showed you? What in the world? That is so crazy, man. That's not even, again, you guys are just absolutely killing it in the chat. From Jurassic and Widow's Son and now the Branch, you guys are killing it. Like, really, like, this is absolutely, yeah, that's right. Praise to God and Jesus first before anything. That's how we should really do it, right? These things are given to us by God, by Christ to reveal. We shouldn't give ourselves the glory. That's definitely true. But I definitely want to send you to him because I know that the Branch gives God the glory and not himself. So that's a person I want to send to, right? So that's what I'm saying. But that's a great reminder. Yeah, well, praise God. I mean, that's an amazing find. And again, to all the people in the chat who also found these amazing things, thank you also. So I am going to wrap it up now. An hour and 3 minutes in. How about that? All right, guys. Have a great rest of your night. I'll see you guys later on the Eye to Eye podcast. And until then, have a great rest of your day. God bless.